Hey creative people, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about sketchbooks, how many sketchbooks I'm working on at the same time with different media. Of course, depending on the media you prefer, you may want to use different sketchbooks. For me, it's important to separate the sketchbooks depending on the media I'm using. So I want to give you a hints on the several sketchbooks I'm using at the same time and how and why. My name is Luigi, also known on social media as Illustrazioni di Lut. In this channel here I'm talking mainly about drawing, sketchbook, painting, art supplies. So consider to like, subscribe the channel if you are interested in such topics. To the question, how many sketchbooks do you have? The short answer is yes, I have many sketchbooks. I'm a huge promoter of sketchbooks to improve art style, to practice and be very loose and feel no pressure while you're practicing. So all of these are only the sketchbooks that I'm working on at the same time right now. So consider this. Some have a little bit of a repetition. I have a little bit too many watercolor sketchbooks than what I would actually need. But I like to separate them depending on the technique. This is because the paper quality, the paper characteristics are the main factor influencing which kind of art supplies you can use on them. I would definitely recommend all of you of using for sure a very simple sketchbooks, or even one of these couple of euros you can find everywhere, normal paper for techniques such as pencil. This is because this is the foundation of your art style, and the foundation of your practice is drawing. So if you like painting, I recommend you for sure to first have a deep session of drawing, from basics, skulls to animals and so on, because this will for sure help your painting quality in the end, in the long run. I like using those also for sketching outside on the go. I start using for markers, but this is not an option. I have this love and hate for markers right now, because they pass through the pages, and this is something I really don't like of them. Plus they are lots of plastic, and they are not light fast, so they have some issues. Before I start going into all my sketchbooks here, I want to tell you which medium I'm using, because this is for sure influencing also your choice of which sketchbooks you can use. So I would say pencil is, let's say, 100% of course. I use 40% watercolor, 30% ink, maybe 20% gouache, 10% I use markers. So depending on this, I have much more watercolor sketchbook and less mixed media sketchbooks. So for sure, one portable sketchbook is for pencil and ink drawing, pen drawing on the go. This is a must-have, and is the more I'm using, I would say. But they are also very lightweight in pages, so they last for a bit longer than 300 GSM sketchbook. Indeed, going to watercolor sketchbooks. Okay, going to watercolor sketchbooks, I have a bigger size, smaller size, and even smaller size to travel. So these are all watercolor sketchbooks. The big one is 100% cotton paper sketchbooks. This is a Honeymuller, and I'm currently using it for studying. Basically, I'm looking some workshop online and stuff, so I'm learning mainly on this, and I use it when I really want to practice, like having a good piece of cotton paper in my hands. So I'm using it at home. I never bring this outside, and not even in travel normally. Then I have small sketchbooks, watercolor ones. This is Etcher, cotton as well. But in this size, I would tell you that you don't need actually cotton paper. Hahnemuhle, for example, or whatever cellulose paper sketchbooks would work fine as well. And this is more a travel sketchbook, I would say. I'm not using that often. This is a Bauhong paper sketchbook. You may saw me using this a lot in this channel, most likely. And is also travel. You can consider travel. Currently, I'm using a lot this SMLT art sketchbook. Is a A5 in size, and I like it because it's very lightweight paper. I think it's 100 something GSM, so you cannot overwork your pieces, and this is something I'm struggling a little bit with watercolor. I'm used to overwork a bit, so putting too much layers when it's not necessary. This paper will hold your watercolor quite well, but at the same time, if you start putting too many layers, I would say more than a couple, it will destroy, it will make a strange effect, so it will force you to be much quicker and easy in your painting. I like also you can use a mixed media on top, so this could be actually my new mixed media sketchbook more than a watercolor one. I still have to try gouache on top to be sure about it, because before I was using this Winsor & Newton sketchbook, where I did also the 100 head challenge with multiple media, Ecoline, ink, watercolor, gouache, and I really enjoyed. So I was looking actually for a substitution, because this is a very old one, but it's not that easy to find a decent one. I think I will try for sure the Strathmore mixed media sketchbook, and maybe one called Byrne something. But this can be my most likely new watercolor mixed media sketchbook. It's quite big, so it will last for a long time. This is also travel sketchbook you saw in the latest videos in this channel. It's also cotton, and is a good option, I think, if you are traveling. It's by Renaissance Magnani paper, and if you are traveling, you can have a larger, decently larger page to make like landscape. So yeah, I think this is something also very light, because there is no hardcover in it, so it's also a travel option. And this is all, I think, for the watercolor part. For the mixed media part, I'm using this Fabriano pad, supposed to be for watercolor, but if you saw my art supplies, I regret buying a video. You know, I don't like this for watercolor at all, but I do like it for ink and gouache. So this is also something I use for washes and gouache. On this one, you see a bit reflection. I use a varnish specifically for gouache. Something also I'm trying lately, but it's so far a failure, is this watercolor Hahnemuhle sketchbook with a bit of tint. It's toned paper. I still don't understand how I'm supposed to use it, because it desaturates my watercolor pieces quite a lot. Really not that much into it. Tone paper can be an option for everyone using color and pencil, which I'm not. So as I said, depending on the media you actually use, can be a different choice of what kind of sketchbooks you want to use. This is my personal experience. I would be very curious to know how many sketchbooks and which type of sketchbooks are you using so far. So comment, I would really like to know. I have also these two sketchbooks at the same time. This one is Bristol sketch album from SMLT art. It's opening flat, so it's very useful if you are on the go, and you can have a dip pen on it, or in general fine liners, inks, because it's super smooth paper, Bristol. and I use it mainly for ink and some sketch on the go as well with brush pens. It can hold a very light watercolor layer as well, and I do really enjoy it because it's square size. Also, is the first time I'm using. It's definitely something I enjoy and can hold quite a good amount of ink diluted with water. And for markers, I don't have a sketchbook yet. I want to buy. So if you want to suggest me a brand, I was thinking the Ohuhu sketchbook, but I don't want them to bleed through. That's why I love this paper pad. It's extra lightweight paper, 100 GSM from SMLT Art as well, specifically for markers. What is nice is that you can work on your piece and it's not bleeding to the next page, but it's bleeding through. If there is some option of sketchbook that is not bleeding through, I would really like to know. I like using 100% of my pages and not 50%. That's also something I don't like of markers. And I'm practicing with it. I can still achieve nice results, I think. So I keep using them. But I'm not the hugest fan of markers, as you may have understood. So counting all of them, I'm actively working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sketchbooks, or 7 mainly because these 3 I'm not using that often. So 7 to 10 sketchbooks at the same time is quite a big number, and I'm gonna buy more because I love them. So again, please tell me in the comments how many are you using, because I'm so curious. So I don't know if it's just me that is crazy and I'm using so many sketchbooks, but I really love to loosen up with them and feel no pressure of the big page, you know what I mean? I wasn't using that many sketchbooks till I was starting with watercolor and more media. When I was only drawing with liners or pencils, I was not truly understanding the possibility of those sketchbooks. This could be actually the video where I say the word sketchbooks the most. If you guys enjoyed this video, I suggest you to watch this one and to subscribe the channel if you want to see more. I thank you for watching so far, and I see you in the next video. Bye!